Well, hello, this is Jeff Gaudiosi, and you're on misplacedstraws.com where music comes to life. And my guest today is probably best known for his work with Out Loud or with Angel guitarist Punky Meadows, but he's here today because he has a unique new band called Double Vision. They began as a Foreigner tribute band, but on July 11th, they're going to release a record of all original material, and it just rocks. From Double Vision, please welcome Chandler Mogel. Welcome, Chandler.
Hey, thanks, sir. Thank you, man. Thanks for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. And let's start with the band itself. You have some pretty heavy hitters in it, including former members of Warrior Soul, Prophet, and a bunch of others. Who else joined you in Double Vision?
Right, we got Scott Metaxas from Prophet. We got Scott Du Bois from Warrior Soul. We've got somebody who's been in the band since the very beginning, Alex Lubin on keyboards. Has been around, been a fixture on the scene for since the 80s. We've got Chris Schwartz on guitar, one of my dear friends for over 20 years. And we also have Paul Backish on guitar, who's a big Jersey guitar player, well known in the Jersey scene. So all that together, makes a nice recipe for rock and roll here.
Yeah, it does. And tribute bands are big business these days. And
True.
for a long time, like I said, you guys were one of the most successful foreigner tribute bands in the Northeast. What
Thanks.
led you into doing original material?
I mean, I originally had the idea, to be honest, ever since I started the band in 2018,
Mhm.
I had kind of had that idea for down the road. And with the right guys, the right lineup, and would transfer into an original band or split and become an entity of that as well. And I mean, the opportunity just came last year from Frontiers, and I reached out to them and I said, look, we can sell. We have a built-in audience here. We can sell CDs at shows. Um, we might even be able to play a song or two at a show here or there. But most importantly, move product, and they loved it. I mean, I really haven't worked with the label since 2009. Actually, that's not true. I had another record on the label about 5 years ago that I sang on. But they were familiar with the band and they loved it. So I pitched them the whole idea, and here we are. We made the record over a period of about maybe 6 months from the inception to the final master, I guess, without a hitch, really. So, I mean, it's just, and here we are, like less than a month from the release. So, it's come full circle. I'm very proud that my vision, has come to, fruition from that long ago. So,
Yeah. And I think it says a lot about the talent in the band that because you came together as a foreigner band, but this doesn't sound totally like a foreigner record. It
no,
sounds like a new melodic rock modern sound. Did you specifically try to steer around that classic foreigner sound and instead of being just the second version of Foreigner,
right.
being your own band?
No, we certainly didn't try to be derivative.
Hmm.
That was the first order of business. Don't take the riff from Double Vision and change two notes and make a new riff. No, we didn't want to do that. We wanted to make something that maybe was a hat tip to Foreigner and other similar bands because obviously it comes from our roots or whatever. But we wanted to make something all original, all our own as well. And I think that's what we've managed to do. When we were writing, we didn't think too much about, oh, does this sound like Foreigner? We weren't thinking about that. We figured that naturally that would come out, that would naturally come through, based on what we did. So we didn't try to force that. I figured that would be a mistake because then you just have there's too many bands nowadays that are just too derivative. So we wanted to do something fresh and original, and I think that it's come out come across in a way that is enough of Foreigner for the people that will want to compare it, I guess. We've gotten some comparisons. The first single, Silence is Louder, people say it sounds like Styx. We've gotten multiple messages of that, and I was like, that's fine. That's in the same realm. I don't mind. That's one song. There's definitely other songs on there that that could more directly sound like Foreigner. But again, not forced, just
Mhm.
just in that wheelhouse and in that genre. I think we wanted to make the best record we could with the best songs we could, which was the goal.
Well, I like what you said at the beginning of that with sort of a tip of the hat to Foreigner, because I think every now and then you hear sort of those little sax licks that,
Yeah,
almost bring it to mind, but
exactly.
as you said, it's not a ripoff of it at all. It's just working it into the sound.
No, right. Like Silence is Louder, actually, the one I just mentioned, starts out with a piano part and the vocal, kind of just like Cold as Ice. It's very reminiscent of that.
Mhm.
And there's other songs that have paid tribute kind of on a different eras of the band. There maybe there's some stuff that sounds like the older 70s stuff, the 80s stuff, and then also maybe some stuff that sounds a little bit like Can't Slow Down, the 2009 record, which I think is great. I love that record. So all sorts of, you know, things coming from different directions, which is how you essentially establish a new band on the original market, I think. So that was how I approached it.
Without a doubt. And was there any thought? I mean, you guys have built up a pretty good following here in the Northeast, especially with Double Vision. Was there a thought of changing the name and rebranding to do original stuff?
Um, there were thoughts of it. Certainly didn't want to change the name because we wanted to keep our identity, but at the same time split into another kind of direction with it. So as a result, we have two entities now. We have Double Vision the band, which is doublevisiontheband.com, which is the tribute band, right? And then we have doublevisiontheartist.com, which is the original act. And you'll see there's similar, obviously similar graphics, but different colors and different branding for a different venture. So yeah, um, that's kind of just how it happened, and how we felt would be the best way to carry it forward because we do have the name. We do have the name. We're like you said, we've been working on being established for a number of years. So we wanted to be a continuation of a different direction, obviously, with that because it's a different market, but also a continuation, of what we've already established.
Talk to me a bit about the songs themselves. Were these songs that you personally had been working on for a while, or was this stuff that you decided to do with the band once the opportunity to do original music came?
Well, we used a lot of out. We obviously worked with the band on them. I had some ideas. My guitar player had some ideas. Bunch of things came together. But most importantly, to mention, we did use a lot of outside songwriters. Uh, we have some great people who helped us out because we wanted the best songs possible. So we knew we're like, we had to look introspectively for a minute and be like, we're not we're not we're professional musicians, but we're not professional songwriters. So there's a whole other technology and skill to this. So let me these kind of songs, we want the best possible songs for the record. So let me call my dear friend Elena Gibson, who's a great songwriter from Sweden. She lives in L.A. She's written stuff for uh, Nick Carter from the Backstreet Boys, Mr. Big, all sorts of stuff. Hit songs in Sweden. She's co-wrote about half the record with us, and we've got some other great writers. We've got Stevie D. Acutis, who wrote a song, who's been a fixture on the Jersey scene and beyond. We have a guy named Doug Kistner, great writer. He's worked with a lot of guys from Steely Dan, Chicago. He's co-written a couple songs, and then a great guy named John Statham as well, a big Nashville writer, great writer who co-wrote a song called "I Know the Way" with me on the record, which is the most Nashville sounding song, but I love that. It's still was one of my favorite songs on the record. So we in no short order we assembled a team to make this work, and we must have spent I think on the recording and mixing and mastering, we spent over 150 hours trying to just get everything just right, with this record. And we had a great producer named Ethan Bill who spearheaded that and just worked tirelessly on this record. It wouldn't have the record without him, really. And it's just it's been a labor of love. What can I say?
Did you specifically stay away from including a cover on the record? Because I know a lot of times, especially with Frontiers, a lot of the newer bands that they'll throw a cover on there just to sort of establish influences and
Yeah.
sounds. Did you guys
Well,
specifically stay away from that?
we've been doing covers for 6, 7 years, so so yeah, we kind of maybe did. Yeah, we wanted to just do our own thing, make our own stamp. Certainly didn't feel a necessity to do it. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, if you want to hear us play Foreigner all night,
Mhm.
come
Mhm.
to a show. We got plenty of promo videos and things with that on it. But yeah, so we wanted to focus on the on the music, on the original stuff direction. So,
Well,
yeah.
and speaking of coming to a show, you guys play live a lot. Once this record is out, do you see working this in at all? Would it be, a set of foreigner stuff and a set of original stuff? Will you mix some stuff in, or will you just keep everything completely separate?
Mostly separate for the most part. We're discussing on the upcoming shows this summer. We have a lot of shows in July and August. August especially busy. We're going to be pushing the record a lot, but we probably wouldn't play more than one song, maybe, um, just to basically let people know we have a new original record out. So would yeah, definitely would not be more than that at our tribute shows. We're contracted to play the music of Foreigner, so that's what we'll stick to doing in that entity. But however, we will be playing original shows eventually with Double Vision, not the Foreigner experience, just
Yeah.
Double Vision. Might be confusing in the beginning for some people, but let's see what happens. Hey, where's the Foreigner music? And be like, oh, I bought a ticket. We'll see. Hey, yeah. But yeah, we'll see. But no, yeah, we've already started discussing some options for the original stuff. I mean, we do have a lot of gigs this summer, so it will be probably come the fall. Um, so with that, but that's definitely something we're obviously working on. And but right now is to get pre-orders for the record leading up to July 11th and do as much as we can to promote that. For now.
And do you see this, sort of these two paths as being like, is this the beginning of that road? Do you see the original version of Double Vision growing more while you keep the foreigner version going?
I see both, ideally growing in an
Mhm.
equal,
Yeah.
way. I mean, obviously, the original music is a different market per se. Maybe some of the same, but also a little bit different because there's people who still go see original music, people who like original music and buy original music even, which is a rare thing,
Yeah.
aside from streaming it. So, and then there's people who want to just come and hear the music of yesteryear and be entertained and in that order, and that's fine too. So, just trying to appeal to all those outlets and, while not doing too much and spreading ourselves too thin, it's a tall order. It is a lot of work
Yeah.
for sure, having these two things, and we have a lot more ventures and things coming up as far as the tribute stuff. Um, but yeah, no, we plan to make that do as much as we can with it, on its own trajectory, and just hopefully a lot of people dig it. There's a lot of different kinds of I guess vibes, songs in the melodic rock, classic rock world on that record. So I think it keeps you engaged, keeps you listening. You know, um, it does for me anyway. It's the first record I could listen to of my own from front to back, like constantly. I'm like, whoa, I just love this record. I don't like listen to it as myself. I listen to it as like a
Yeah.
fan.
It's
It's
a fan.
incredible.
Yep.
First time I've been able to do that. Really one of the never prouder of a record than this
Yeah,
one. So,
it is a fun listen. It's a great summer record. I think,
yeah,
the July timeframe is a perfect time to release it.
yeah.
And, you know, For you personally, you always have something going on. You're always playing live. You're a great live front man.
Oh,
Is
thanks.
this your concentration now for at least the rest of this year? Or do you have any other studio work coming up outside of Double Vision? Anything like that for you?
I'm always doing studio work, always doing sessions. You know, there's always songs popping up saying featuring Chandler Mogel, or records even. Just did a great record with this progressive metal band based out in Sacramento called Lunar. Fourth record we did, and really great band, young band, and just did a show with them actually out in Vancouver, Canada in April. Great players, great band. So really proud of that, and also have a record with a Long Island band called Saint Renaissance. A good friend of mine, Paul Mano and Vinnie Cook, really great guitar players. Yeah, had that record out for a little bit now. We just did again, that band just did its first show. In earlier this month. So these bands are a little bit ahead of Double Vision in that department. So, but we'll have our first show soon enough, and everybody will definitely know about it.
Yep.
But yeah, right now just trying to focus on promoting the record. Get as many people as possible to pre-order it and getting ready to sell it at the shows. So you'll be able to buy it at the shows as well. If you come see us, Northeast, Midwest, we're slowly making our way out west. Um, you know, and down south, down the East Coast, Florida, some shows coming up, a bunch of stuff, Michigan, Illinois, Kansas, Northeast, New England, bunch of stuff. So we'll be out and about.
Great. We look forward to it. Well,
Yeah.
we've been spending some time here with Chandler Mogel. The band is called Double Vision. The debut record is out July 11th. It's a great listen. Like I said, it's a fun summer record. And Chandler, best of luck with the record. And I'm sure I will definitely be catching
Thanks.
you somewhere live shortly.
Thanks, brother. Yeah, I hope so. And I like the little hack tip in the background there with the four
Yeah, there
album.
you go.
I noticed
I
that.
always try to put something up there that kind of, reflects whoever it is I'm talking to.
That,
So
that's awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you. Thank
thanks
you,
a lot,
man.
my friend.
Yeah, you got it. Okay, peace.